Hi, my name is Camila Cardoso, and I will be talking about Native American culture. Some of the topics that will be mentioned in this presentation are invisible culture, origins, distribution and density, diffusion, entertainment, cuisine, housing, clothing, and impact of popular culture. Okay, first off, let's start with Native Americans' invisible culture. It emphasizes a lot with harmony towards nature, so they like to keep like the peace with nature. Also, they have a strong belief that people are by itself good and they inherit being good. Like if your parents are like a good person, you're supposed to be a good person. They value a lot respect towards others, which is really important, and they also believe that wisdom comes with the age. Now the origins. There are 14 states with more than 100,000 Native Americans. These states are California, Oklahoma, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Washington, New York, North Carolina, Florida, Alaska, Michigan, Oregon, Colorado, and Minnesota. There's about 4.5 million people with Native American descent in the United States, which is about 1.5% of the population as of right now. This is really big for such a very compressed population, and also one that has suffered a lot of hatred towards the years, and it's incredible that it has like kept up until now. Now let's talk about diffusion. In general, folk culture diffuses through relocation diffusion, which means someone who moves around. Now, Native Americans have culturally spread around the states with a regard of physical factors. And with time, they kept their traditions and their beliefs incorporated into their life, but they have also like included technology. They have included like things that other people that are not of their descendant do. It was very interesting to see that Native Americans enjoyed a lot of sports in their past, and they do even more now, because now they're included into society even though they have their different beliefs. But it was very interesting to see that in the past they still have festivals, they still have sports, games, and music, and their own way to see things. Each region had a different tradition towards entertainment. However, one of the most popular and played sports was lacrosse, which I believe that they still play it as of right now. Okay, now let's talk about food. Native American cuisine includes a lot of wild animals and plants. This includes cultivated plants, ingredients that are found in like tribes or very like a lot of places in America. The most important American ingredients have generally included Indian corn, which is very interesting because mainly their base on every food has something to do with corn. Here we can see like the corns that they mainly use, and also like their nutrition and plant in some aspects, which is very interesting because it has been included in our daily lifestyle in overall and for schools too, because it has become a law after 2016 that our food should incorporate like those healthy ingredients that the Native American cuisine had. When it comes to housing, there's a whole different issue. Native Americans have very, very poor conditions of housings in the United States. They face a lot of issues regarding poverty. They have very low income and they have a lot of overcrowding. There's obviously a lot of cases of it, but there is a big majority of people of the Native American descendant that are struggling with monetary situations as of right now. There are a lot of programs that try to help Native Americans, but with change of laws and new government issues, the amount of money that is being given to them is not helping enough. So their situation is not changing. They have, of course, there's a lot of cases. Of course, there's a lot of situations in which there is people of Native American descent that have very good housing conditions, but majority of them are in very poor conditions. Here we have the percentages regarding monetary situations in the United States. 27% of them are in poverty, which means that they're struggling a lot, which is a high percentage due to the amount of population that they have, which is only 4.5 million. And also, there's the other 69%, which are classified as people who have financial issues, who are not in the same situation as the ones in poverty, but they struggle with money. So significantly, there's a lot of financial issues and big struggling situations in the world of Native Americans nowadays. As of clothing, I'm gonna talk about the clothing they use for their traditional meetings, if we wanna call it like that, or for the past, the clothing they used in the past. They were mainly made by skins of animals that they hunted, and then they divided the part for food and then the part for clothing. Tribes like Cherokee and Iroquois use deer skin, and sometimes learn to make clothing that are plant-based. However, there's a lot of traditional outfits that are made by hunted food. The clothing they made are all handmade, which means that they made it by hand and they do put a lot of effort. But nowadays, clothing they use is not only for like tradition stuff. Is they use like normal clothing, or what we call normal, and they use like a mix of both, if we call it like that. Lastly, I will talk about the impact of popular culture. And the deception of indigenous people of the Americas in popular culture has varied between time. With the pace of time, we have changed our perspective that we have towards Native Americans. I mean, there was a point in which we saw them as noble people, they were primitive, and they like to live in peace and all of that. And then there was this big stereotype of people that was uncivilized, that they didn't have manners and all of that. But with time, it has changed a lot. And now they have their own rights, which has cost them a lot because of history and hatred. But they have their rights, but they're a small population that is struggling a lot in the United States. Thank you so much for your attention, and this is the Works Cited.